Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, so Dillian Whyte. No surprise to me, man, because Dillian Whyte, he just seems like the type of guy that would be the first one to step out and say, "Hey, I'll replace Luis Ortiz." All right, but I got the WBC rankings up right now, and Dillian Whyte is rated number 3. Okay, so I know some fans are like, "Oh man, the hell with Dillian Whyte. Why should he fight Dillian Whyte? He's nobody. He's not gonna get credit if he beats him." I don't believe that. I think he will get credit if he beats him. It's just that a lot of fans want to just see Wilder versus Joshua, but that's neither here nor there right at this moment, and he can't fight Joshua November 4th, okay? So that's just not going to happen. But Dillian Whyte is rated number 3. Stavern, number 1. Nobody really wants to see it. Although Lou DiBella did tell Dan Rafael, or Dan Rafael reported this on ESPN last night, that there is a possibility that Stavern could be possibly elevated from the Brazil fight to fight Wilder. I don't know how the contracts were when they gave him the step aside money and did their deal. I'm not sure how that works. I'm not sure if a failed test will prompt Stavern to be elevated. I'm not sure if I don't know, but that was just according to DeBella, okay? Luis Ortiz, obviously number 2, and then Dillian Whyte. He's right there. He wants to fight. There's been a lot of, shit talk going back and forth since July when they were making that, was it $4.5 million offer and all that. So, but let's look at this Sky Sports article that I just seen. Yeah, and this right here, they're talking about it. Let me see here. Yeah, Dillian Whyte, he's stepping up, man. So I like to see the fight, man. I would like to see this fight. Dillian Whyte was scheduled to be on the Anthony Joshua undercard for October 28th, Kirbet Pulev. But if this pops up, man, I would expect Whyte to want to take this fight. But he says, I've been chasing that fight for a while. He says it's a bit short notice, 4 weeks and a bit, but I've been training and I'm always ready to go. I believe it's a very winnable fight, and it's one which I would take if we can reach terms and the terms is right. Then yeah. Okay, he says if the terms are right. So I wonder what that means. But he says Deontay Wilder is a coward. He wanted to fight Luis Ortiz because Ortiz is old and been inactive for a long time. That's the only reason he wants to fight Ortiz. He says he doesn't want to fight nobody who was young, who was going to come there to win the fight. And I'm not even going to try to rebuttal Dillian Whyte, man. I'm just going to read what he has to say. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section about it. But then he says, Charles Martin, Lucas Brown, Jarrell Miller, we've offered everyone in the top 15 to fight me, and no one really has taken it, said Whyte. There is not a lot of people left. Maybe Carlos Takam is a good one. Lucas Brown, I know he turned that down. He turned that down publicly. Charles Martin, that must have been something behind the scenes. I follow Martin on Instagram, and I see he's training. If you go to his Instagram, he has been training, but I didn't hear anything about that. Must have been something behind closed doors. Jarrell Miller, according to Jarrell Miller, he wanted the fight, and Dillian Whyte blocked him on Instagram and Twitter. So I don't know. This is just what Dillian Whyte's saying, but Jarrell Miller, I thought he wanted the fight. He even said that he would travel, and him and Eddie Hearn were in talks. I know he said he wouldn't travel, but then him and Eddie Hearn started talking. So I don't know, but according to Dillian Whyte, Miller didn't want the fight, all right, according to him. Carlos Takam, that'd be a good scrap, but I would way rather see Whyte in there with Deontay Wilder. He says, I've had Helenius offered, Lucas Brown, Charles Martin, Dimitrenko offered. That's 4 different styles, so I've just had to get what sparring I can. Charles Martin definitely don't want it because he said to Al Heyman, get me a fight, I'll fight anyone, and he's been calling me out. He said, no, we don't want that kind of work at this moment in time. We don't want to fight Dillian Whyte, all right? Lucas Brown is talking rubbish about money. I know Eddie Hearn had upped the figure a lot. Helenius, we gave him exactly what he asked for, and then he turned it down to fight in Finland for a fraction of the money. Dillian Whyte's my choice, man. He's my choice. So if this Ortiz thing, it seems as if right now it's not really written in stone as of yet, but it seems like that's pretty much a wrap. Wilder came out on Instagram going off on Luis Ortiz. So from what I'm seeing right now, it seems as if it's a wrap, you know. But Dillian Whyte, let's get Dillian Whyte in there, y'all. What y'all think about that, man? And right now, at this moment, for a replacement, let's get Dillian Whyte. Let's get Dillian Whyte. I don't think that this car should just go to shit because what happened with Ortiz. I'm not a part of I don't think that or I don't believe that, well shit, Ortiz, you know, he's a top heavyweight. He failed this test. Well, let's just get him Joe Blow and just fight him. Nah, man. I still think we can save face. Let's fight Dillian Whyte. Why not? Let's get that going, man. Y'all let me know in the comment section, who would you like to see Deontay Wilder fight? I'm going Dillian Whyte because of the reasons that I named. You know what I mean? He's top 3. He's number 3 in the rankings. All right. So a lot of fans thought he was running and scared of him in July. So this is a perfect time to get this out the way. All right. But man, I'm still kind of bummed out over this Ortiz thing, though, man. I really like Ortiz as a fighter. One of my favorite fighters of today. I like his style. Whatever. I don't feel like going into that. But y'all let me just take a comment section, man. I'm out.